We, in our own infinite wisdom, had decided that God didn't want us to have kids because I had to have a hysterectomy. And so we were in grad school. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment that was built on the back of somebody's metal shop. And we drove a 1994 Hale dented Bonneville. So we were not your typical adoptive parents. And Colton's birth mom called us out of the blue and said she was pregnant and asked if we would consider adopting.
As Colton was about 5-6 months old, we were prompted to go back into the wading pool and adopt another child.
And when adoption weekend, I think, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was like kiosks everywhere, kids' faces and...
Yeah, that weekend was the focus of the whole weekend, and I don't really know exactly what hit me about it, but the verse in James, the true love of God is care of widows and orphans, that hit me. That, like we have 3 little kids at home, but there are others that do not have what my kids have right now.
We pursued foster care once already, about 3 years ago. And then I got pregnant and we had Brenna, and so we postponed, we let our license lapse, and we are pursuing it again.
Both of the boys' birth moms also love God and sought His will for their circumstances. And we just believe that that was the most courageous and loving thing that they could have done. It was not easy for either of them because they truly did love their babies. That courageous act was also, it had the hand of God on it.
I like that the church makes such a big deal about it because it's closest to God's heart. In the Bible, we're always referred to as adopted sons and daughters. I had to learn to not let my fears of what I didn't know and what I couldn't understand stop me from obeying the Lord and allowing Him to show me what my life could look like just simply by obeying Him and not allowing fear to rule.
There's a financial cost. It's a sacrifice, but it's worth it. At the end, all the sacrifices we think are worth it because you're giving something of yourself to somebody else.
Getting a call for a referral of a child that needs a home immediately completely makes everything on your calendar not matter. And it's amazing.
I remember when the boys were little, it was always fun when they would study about baby Moses in their Sunday school classes, because you could say, oh, look, Colton and Carson, he was adopted too, and he's in the Bible. And it was fun to be able to make that correlation. And now as they get older, and we talk about we are adopted into the family of God, and nothing we do can change that. And so nothing you guys do will change the fact that we are a family.
It's true. Not everybody can be an adoptive parent. That's not a calling that everybody has, but everyone can play a part. It does take a village. I mean, with biological kids, with adopted kids, no matter what, it takes a village. And so everybody can play a part. Everybody can.
It doesn't necessarily mean you have to adopt. It could mean supporting a family who is called to do it because we need help. Like, we want to go on dates sometimes by ourselves.
I don't know, I feel like our heart's big enough to give a little piece, even if it's just for 24 hours. But I also feel like our heart's big enough that we can give more, and that God is calling us to give and sacrifice part of who we are for these kids.
We would not have been here in our journey of faith without this. It was just simply obey me, and this is what has resulted. It's like you just said, those 2 boys they're our family, they're our sons.
We probably couldn't do something as remarkable as this just as a couple, but with God's fingerprints on it and God's hand on it, it's pulled together a wonderful family.